Hello and welcome to episode 108 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is Show Me, Don't Tell Me. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Hey guys, so I have a great podcast episode for you. Now, I've actually got a bit of a rant. Now, I'm just doing this bit of a rant because there's quite a few people I've started to notice who are more in the tell business. And what I mean by this is, I've been hiring a few people over the last couple of days. I've hired Facebook ads people, funnel people, hired trainers, I've hired coaches who are promising the world and yet under-delivering. And why I believe this is so important is because business is all about solving problems, correct? If you understand that business is all about problem solving, and the harder, the rarer the problem you solve, the less solutions that are out there that solve the same problem, then essentially you can charge more and you'll win. And unfortunately, a lot of the people are saying that they can solve the problems, yet unable to deliver. And I think we live in a world where it's so easy, where so many people walk the walk, right? Talk the talk, but unable to walk the walk. And when you do this, here's the problem. When you build your business solely on marketing and sales, and you're unable to deliver, then you're going to be in a bit of a conundrum, because you're always going to have a bucket with a hole in it. You're going to have a bucket with a hole in it. And you know what the good news is, though? The truth is, and I want to be honest, the truth is, and this is a crazy statistics, that most trainers can't get their clients' results online, in the online space. I'm not talking about offline. Because if you've been following this podcast show since its inception of 101 to 9 episodes, what I've talked about is that the online training space is a completely different beast to the offline training space. And the only way you would know this is if you've been in that space, which I have done. And for a long period of time, I was signing guys up, coaching them, training them, promising them the world, promising they'd get in shape. Initially, I got rejected many times when I used to cold call people when they'd opt in for my Facebook ad. And then as soon as I kept persisting, I overcome that fear of rejection, I started making sales. And when I started making sales, I was unable to fulfill, because ultimately fulfillment for me thought that I could give them a diet and a training program, and that was enough for me to get them results. And if that they didn't follow through, it was on them. Yet in reality, what I was really selling them was, I was selling them a new life, a complete body transformation. Yet it was in my inability to realize that as an online coach, I needed to innovate, yet I need to understand psychology in order for them to effectively get results. Because here's the thing, clients inside of the gym are different to clients outside of the gym. Clients who you see face to face are more invested. They've actually gone out, they've bought sport clothes, they've actually gone out of their way, they've signed up to a gym membership, they've actually got some skin in the game, they actually paid you $80 per personal training session, and they've actually rocked up to that training session. So chances are, what are the chances are they're going to comply on their diet and they're going to be consistent? It's very high. Whereas if you understand that you're training the couch potato who's at home, who's never trained in the gym, or he's probably failed 50 times, and it's every year he signs up to the gym, and every year he buys a supplement and he gets scammed, he's completely in a different state. He's in a state of not trying very hard. And when you understand this, when you understand clients and fundamentally where they come from, how warm they are, what level, what stage of transformation they're in, whether or not they're in stage 0 and they've got no concept of habits, no self-discipline, or whether they're in their stage 9 and they're rocking up to the gym, they're signing up and they're training twice a day, then you'll really understand how to get them results. And why I'm saying this today is because there are so many of us in this world, in this world, that are actually talking the talk and not delivering. Talking the talk, not delivering. Now, the good news is, if you're a trainer and you can get your clients results, phenomenal results that you have completely changed their life and that you are life-changing, then you will be in business in the next few years. And then you can focus on growth. There are too many other trainers doing this the opposite way, where they're focusing on selling, and not growing. That is how you lead to burnout. That is how you lead to not growing a business. And ultimately, that is how you lead to going out of business. And let me tell you the good news. The good news is that there aren't many trainers getting clients' results, and that if you understand fundamentally that all that matters is getting clients' results, all that matters is fulfilling, all that matters is over-delivering for your clients, then you'll win. Because that's it. What you don't see in the game of business is you don't see how many businesses fail to deliver, how many businesses fail to walk the talk, how many businesses overpromise and underdeliver. In this society, I really don't understand what it is. In order for you to truly deliver, you need to understand the game of psychology. You need to understand where your clients are at on the scale of 0, not motivated, to 10, extremely motivated, I'll run through a brick wall if you tell me to. And how you can persuade somebody, and how you can understand the psychology behind moving them up that scale. And if you do, then you'll get clients' results in the online space. If you don't, you're going to be sending them out a diet and a training program and wondering why they're not following through, when in actual fact, it was your job because you promised them that you could do that. So with that being said, the message, the core thing I want you to focus on today is, do you have the systems in place to get your clients results? Are you innovating? Are you learning about psychology? Are you learning about behavioural change and behavioural science? And if not, what if you did? What if you knew? What impact would that have on your ability to get results? If you knew what and how to persuade people and how to persuade your clients to take action, because we live in a world where there's talk and no action, how would that change the result? And how would that reflect your program? That is my one question for you today, because I'm truly, truly interested in helping trainers deliver not only for their own freedom, not only be able to work away and build, a life that they can live anywhere in the world and help more people, but ultimately that's the first thing. Are you actually helping people? Are you guilty of not innovating and not setting your standards high enough and going, okay, well, that is what it is, and having this belief that, well, half the people you train won't follow through? That's cool. But remember, business is a game of solving problems, and if you're in the game of business, then you need to solve the problem. How do I get people results? Regardless of what? Regardless of what the industry standard is. If the industry standard is 20% result rate, you aim for 80%. With that in mind, I hope you complete this one task, because this is going to completely transform your business. It's going to completely transform your business. And I will see you on the next podcast episode. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.